You're now listening to Sound Talent Media. Check out more shows at soundtalentmedia.com.
It's that time of year again. Everyone knows that the holidays can become overwhelming quickly, so the sooner that you get things done, the better. For both shoppers and businesses, the best time to score great deals during the holidays is Black Friday and Cyber Monday weekend. And that's why you need Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Allbirds and Cowboy e-bikes to entrepreneurs who will be participating in their very first Black Friday or Cyber Monday this year. Shopify has everything you need to succeed from start to finish. First, Shopify's marketing tools help push your brand to the forefront of the chaos, no matter what platform your customers are on. Then, Shopify helps draw customers in with the ease of a convenient checkout with Shop Pay, Shopify's expedited checkout that saves customers information and reduces hassle. The best part? Shop Pay has been proven to boost conversions, meaning you see less abandoned carts and more profits. You can also stress less knowing that Shopify's award-winning customer support team is on standby 24/7 to help with any issues that arise, allowing you to get back to business as fast as possible. This Black Friday, join thousands of new entrepreneurs hearing for the first time with Shopify. Sign up for your free trial today at shopify.com/income. That's shopify.com/income. Go to shopify.com/income and make this Black Friday one to remember.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out. Today is a real special one. I am having a great time on today's episode. I am talking to Zach Cooper from Coheed and Cambria. I'm sure you've heard me talk about Coheed over the years. You may have listened to my episode with Travis from Coheed here, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago. And it was high time to get Zach on the show as well. Great dude, amazing bass player. They are legitimately, I think, one of the best live bands going right now. They are so tight. The show is so awesome. Everyone's having such a good time. If you've never caught a Coheed show, I highly suggest doing so. Though I do believe they are done for the 2025 season, but they always hit it hard, so I'm sure they will be coming to a town near you in 2026. Keep your eyes on all their socials. But Zach has a really cool story, and I wanted to get into that. So without further ado, let's get into this episode with Mr. Zachary Cooper. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast, the show about guitar stuff, occasionally, sometimes. I'm your host, Blake Weiland, and with me today I have Zach Cooper from Coheed and Cambria. What's going on, dude?
Not much, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm better now. You know? No, I've been excited to do this. I think I have maybe a little bit of maybe undiagnosed ADHD or something, because since we met in Bend, I think about once every 3 weeks, I was like, I should message him and see if he wants to do the podcast. And then I'd forget. And then, because it's so, like a meme would pop up or something, and I'm like, squirrel. And
yes.
And then finally I was like, oh, I remember. Do it now. Don't let this moment slip away. So.
I'm the same way, except it's less a squirrel and more like, oh, I don't want to bother him. I'll just wait, and it's got to be the right time, and then I just never end up doing it.
Yeah. Well, hey, you'll never be bothering me. It'll always be welcome. So hit me up anytime. Yeah. But no, I wanted to get you on because I know a little bit about your story and how you got into the band, and I think it's really, really interesting. Mm-hmm. And I thought maybe my listeners would like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Like, you've been with them a long time at this point, but I think how you got there was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been, I guess, wow, wait, what is today? Oh, yeah, like a couple days ago, it was 14 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I can distill it, I guess, because I'm sure people have heard it before, but
I got listeners from all genres, so they maybe haven't, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, essentially what happened was I was playing in a band with a friend of mine. he was writing a bunch of songs, and he had this like revolving door of musician friends that he would have like record on stuff. And he was trying to get another guy to track bass on this song. And he was recording it with the drummer in the band I was in for year, a good friend of mine. And this other guy just like kind of kept not coming through. And so my good friend Mike was like, "Hey, you should call Zach and have him, come play bass. He'll do it today." And he called me, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went and filled in, recorded some bass for him. And then he had another batch of songs. He was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to do these songs at this studio called Applehead," which I know it was in Woodstock, and I grew up in upstate New York, so I knew about it. And so I went and did this session for him there, and ended up like tracking 3 or 4 songs that I had never heard before, and just kind of went in, came up with stuff, or he had ideas. He had like, I have a verse bass line, or I have a this, part or whatever, but I don't have anything for the bridge, or I don't have like the chorus really worked out. And I would just like come up with something, track it, and move on. And the engineer on that session was Chris Bittner, who was the engineer on In Keeping Secrets and Good Apollo, and has a pretty long relationship with the band. Was in 3 with Josh when Josh was a kid.
Okay, yep.
He's a bass player, and I know that about him. I knew 3. That band I was in previously, we had toured with 3, so like I was friends with all those guys. And this was actually after Chris was in the band, but I knew about Chris anyway. So he does this session, and at the end he was like, "Hey man, can I get your contact info, because I have sessions come in here all the time, and it would be really good to have a guy that I could call who could come and play bass like you. Like you can come in and learn stuff and get it down quickly and efficiently, and and it's good." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, that'd be awesome." And I gave him my info, and then like a year later, Coheed was there. They were doing auditions, and my info got passed along, and
the rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went in and auditioned, and the audition process was really interesting. I didn't play like, in the past, I guess what I would assume would happen is, you get together and jam with the band or something. You know what I mean? But we didn't do that. I got like a 30-second snippet of a song, of 2 songs. And it was like scratch guitar and vocal, and the other one was like acoustic guitar and vocal. And I showed up to the studio, and they pull up a session for the song Domino the Destitute. And they're like, "Okay, here's the song. We're going to plug in the bass. We're going to get a sound. And now we just want you to like write something cool." And I was like, "Wait, what?" So it was pretty daunting. And, when I left, I was like, I remember calling my wife, and she was like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "Oh, it was really cool. It's going to be a really cool story to tell people, but I'm never going to hear from those guys ever again." But yeah, then they called me back, and we went from there, and we made the Afterman record, and they were like, I guess they decided to stick with me. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a good choice. I mean,
thank you.
Seeing you guys play together, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the podcast, and I'm not. I don't just say this to everybody. I promise. I do genuinely think that you guys are one of the best live acts going at the very moment. I really do.
Oh, thanks, man.
You guys play so well together, and the show, everybody's got a lot of energy, and the production, like, it's astounding. Like, I love it. I absolutely love watching you guys play. It makes me so happy every time. So yeah, you guys are
awesome.
killing
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I mean, I definitely think that we've always, I mean, as far as, my time with the band, I think the band has always been a good band, like a solid, tight, really cohesive unit. But I do think that, like, especially in the last couple of years, we've been firing on all cylinders, and just like really feels like it gels. It's just, I don't know. It's gotten to another level, I think, almost. Well, like playing live.
I wonder if that is a product of all 14 years. Like, what do you think?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have spent a lot of time together. We've played a lot of shows in a lot of countries, and it's been, I think that's a big part of it. And obviously the the other three guys, Claude and Travis and Josh, have an extensive history. So like I am kind of coming into that and finding my place, and trying to kind of like gel with something that's already kind of pretty well established. So it's kind of an interesting position to be in. But yeah, I think that that's a big part of it. We have not really, aside from the pandemic, like there hasn't been much of a real break in touring,
Yeah, for sure.
which I'm grateful for. I think that's awesome.
So how do you survive that, though? Because I know it can become a grind. Do you have any tips, tricks, or other advice for people trying to do the same thing?
It is a grind, and it's really hard. Like until you do it, I don't think you can really adequately understand how difficult it is to live. So like we're like, it's almost like a pressure cooker, or like you feel like you're compressed into, and it's not just the four guys in the band. There's an entire crew involved, so you've got like your production manager, your tour manager, your our production manager is also our front of house guy, our monitor guy. You've got guitar techs, you've got lighting techs, you've got, and especially on a tour that you were on, you've got guys who do like the rigging, who actually like fly all of the lights and everything. You've got video guys. So you have all these people, and it's this big team that is like, you're literally living on top of each other, sleeping in bunks on a bus, moving from place to place, and sometimes for that tour over the summer was, I think we were gone for like, it was like 6 weeks or something like that. And we essentially went straight from that. We had a couple of days off, and then we went straight to Europe.
Yeah.
And did another 3 weeks in Europe. And like, so it's hard to impress upon people that have never been in that situation just how crazy it can be sometimes. And you've got a lot of different personalities, and you've got a lot of different like ways that people kind of cope with the stress. And the best thing the thing that works for me is understanding that, sometimes when somebody gets like aggravated, or maybe there's like an issue or like personality kind of thing, like giving people just like that little bit of extra like grace, and not taking things too personally, and saying like, "Ooh, I know that's probably just like you got to let off some steam," or maybe something, it's like things get a little over exaggerated sometimes, for myself too. Like sometimes you feel like things are way bigger than they are, and you get like, you have big emotions, and you're like, whether they're big emotions of excitement and happiness and joy, or frustration and, anger and, whatever else. And I think a big part of it, I would say I try to always keep that in mind, that like, don't take things super personally. Try to find ways to let off steam that are healthy, and try to really lean into like positive interactions, and like maybe being like a little, I don't want to sound like it's like you try to be phony about it, but I do try to keep my head in a more positive space, and be sort of like, because so much of how you interact in those situations will come down to like what you kind of are, I guess, giving to the situation.
Right.
So if I go in and I'm like, oh, I'm pissed off, I'm aggravated, I'm annoyed, I'm, whatever, you're going to just feed that and fuel it, and it's going to like spread through, and other people will get annoyed and mad and all that kind of stuff. But if you come in more positive and like, oh man, I'm really excited, this is going to be great, this show is going to be awesome. Oh, this thing went wrong last night, but you know what? Like we figured it out and we fixed it, and we're going to have a great show tonight. And it's just like kind of keeping a positive headspace, I think is one of the tricks.
Yeah.
And like I said, blowing off steam in a healthy way. Like I started, taking a little better care of myself. I'd like work out, making sure that I'm, getting exercise, eating right, getting sleep. These are things for years I wasn't doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it would affect me, and it would affect the way that I viewed the situation I was in, or the way that I would interact with people. And I think that's a two helpful things maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the working out one, especially for me, it's like I'm not in that pressure cooker type of situation, and I'm like, that's an important outlet for me. I need to go crush some things, and otherwise I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you that that endorphin rush is so huge, and it just it can help. I don't know, maybe reorient your focus, sort of, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it does a lot of different things. For me, it is like that outlet. Like if I'm frustrated about something, it's like, well, you don't have time to be frustrated when this bar is trying to crush you. You have to figure it out.
Exactly. It's like you know what? Pour your frustration into this and fight through it. And then when you're done, you're like, I kind of don't feel the frustration anymore.
I'm kind of good. Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You know what? That bar did not crush me, and I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think all that's really good. And one of those things, like what you were talking about, like people don't know how difficult it is. I don't really. And it's because growing up, I love music. I loved playing guitar. I love writing in the studio.
Yeah.
I knew, and the listeners are so sick of hearing me say this, I'm sure, but I knew for a fact I did not want to go on the road. I was like, no, I hate road trips. I don't want to live that lifestyle. Like, I don't. I'm so glad that there are those of you that do, because then I get to, reap the benefits as a listener. But I knew, like, that's not life for me. I will go crazy. I'm not built for it.
I mean, that's smart that you are wise, that you recognize that and, found another path through,
Yeah, well, and this is, I also probably tired of hearing me say this. I also didn't think that there were other options. When I was young, I was like, if you're not the person on stage, there's not really a spot for you. Yeah. And that's totally not true at all. There are thousands of ways to be involved with music as a living in some capacity. And so I did completely different things until my late 20s and was still obsessed with all this stuff and had to figure out a way to weasel my way into it, basically.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. There is like a whole other side of the industry where you don't have to travel. And especially now with modern technology, like, being able to have a podcast or, create content for YouTube or whatever else, Patreon, all these things that you can do where you don't have to do the traveling.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
And I like seeing new places. I like going to and having new experiences, but it's that like night after night, like, okay, well, now we're in this city and now we're in this city. And no, I want to go there and be there for a little bit,
Yeah. It definitely takes a certain kind of person to be able to like, it's hard. It's definitely hard. And I love it. I thrive in that. I love being in different places and moving and like, there's an excitement to me about like, all right, I'm in this city for 12 hours. What are we going to do? Like, there's cool stuff to see. There's cool stuff to do. And I'm also sometimes the guy that's like, all right, I'm in this city for 12 hours. I am going to my room and I am not coming out. Like I'm done. I want to read a book and fall asleep. Like that's all I want to do.
Well, it's not like you don't get a lot of external stimulation every night.
Yeah, there's a lot. And so, I have to try to strike a balance between like, all right, you want to do the fun stuff, you want to do the cool stuff, but you also kind of like, you have to recognize like, all right, I need to rest. I need to chill. I don't need to be out. I don't need to, I don't need to see whatever sights the city has or, maybe not on this trip. Maybe I'll catch it on the next one or something. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a battery, and if it gets too depleted, you're not going to be able to do your job.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But I do tend to thrive in that situation of like, let's go. All right. We're in this new place. It's a different place every day. And so, the longest we really spend, I mean, when we rehearse before a tour, sometimes we'll post up like, typically we rehearse in Brooklyn. So like, that's like where we usually do most of it. Every now and then it'll be like, oh, we're going to rehearse at this place because it's closer to where the tour starts, or it's closer to where this rental package that we're getting is going to be, whatever. There's a logistical reason for it, so that's, usually the longest that we'll be in a place other than on the road. And on the road, the longest you're ever in a place is 2 days.
Right.
If you're lucky, you get the day off the day before the show and then the show.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't even get the day off in the city. Sometimes you get the day off traveling to the city. So you don't even get a full day in that place before you have to leave and get to the next,
Yep.
But I mean, that's part of the adventure.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of get like a tiny taste of it because, now I have friends coming through town, and sometimes I don't get to see them because it's like that's how touring goes. And some people, like, from the outside, they're like, oh, what, those people, are you gonna go see them? I'm like, I don't know if they have time. Literally, it's not a desire, like, it's not a lack of desire on either party's part. It's like, literally, that's how tour goes. Like, sometimes you have a full 12 hours and you're like trying to fill the time and you have nothing else to do. And sometimes I've been in a situation where I was literally interviewing Yvette Young in her van because the power went out at the venue, and they're like, well, we don't have anything else to do, so you can come do the interview in the van.
You want to do the interview in the van?
And we're like, okay. So halfway through the interview, all of a sudden, they're banging on the van. Power's back on. Show's back on. Let's go.
We gotta go.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, we'll finish this afterwards. And like, I totally understand. Like, it's crazy. Things happen like that all the time. It's not as rare as people think it is.
No, yeah, you have to be really flexible, especially on tour. Like, your day can be empty, and you've got to figure out ways to fill it, that are, hopefully productive, or at least healthy, or,
at least not
fun.
Unhealthy.
Yes, try not to be. Yeah.
Yes.
Or your day is supposed to be empty, and now all of a sudden you've had this wrench thrown in the gears, and you have to like figure out how to navigate some crazy scheduling thing, or so we've had situations where like a bus broke down. Man, that's like the worst. You're like on a. It's like, oh, today's a day off. Yeah, we had this happen. It was in 2021. It was like hilarious. Not hilarious. It was actually kind of hilarious. We're like driving through the desert. And I think like we played in maybe Albuquerque or something like that. And we were driving. I don't even remember where we were going, but we had a day off. So we woke up and we were still driving to wherever our day off was. And the next show was in like Oklahoma City. So we had this like day off, and then we were going to be there until like midnight, and we are going to get back on the bus, and the bus was going to keep driving. Right. But you're like, all right, cool. It's a day off. This is great. And I wake up, and the bus is broken down on the side of the highway in the middle of the desert.
No.
And it's like, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And you kind of go up and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Because sometimes, the bus will break down sometimes, and the driver can get out and like replace a belt, and you're good, and you're off. And it's like, okay, we lost an hour, but we're still moving. It's cool. But I saw the driver, Dave. I like made a cup of coffee and see him, and you see the look on his face. You're like, is everything all right, Dave? He's like, man, I don't know if this bus is going to roll. Like, it ain't looking good. And you're like, oh no, what are we going to do? And then, there you go. Your day off is kind of like, well, now this isn't going to be a very restful day off, because we have to get to Oklahoma City by tomorrow. Yep. And we're broken down in the desert, like, essentially. So we ended up having our tour manager called a company, had 2 vans drive out to the bus. All of our luggage went in one van, and all of the people got in another, because it was the whole band and crew on a bus. There's 12 of us.
Oh, geez.
So all the people get on one bus, luggage gets on the other. And it was basically, let's say it's kind of like abandoned ship. Like, take everything with you, because we don't know if we're going to see this bus again.
Right.
Like, we might meet a new bus. So if you leave anything behind, it's gone. So it's like, take everything with you. So we have to drive to an airport that's like a couple hours away. And our tour manager got us on flights. So like, we get to the airport late in the afternoon, evening, get on a plane, fly. We might have even had a connection to get to, like, it's like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, wherever we were, we had to fly back to Salt Lake City and then up to Oklahoma City, whatever it was. I don't remember. But yeah, so you'll end up in these situations where it's like you got to be pretty go with the flow. Like, you don't have to be, but if you're not, people are not going to want to hang around you for very long.
Right.
Because those kinds of situations happen more often than not, and that's kind of more extreme. Sometimes it's just like, oh man, we have this press that we have to do, or we got this interview we have to do. We have to go over here to shoot this thing, or there's the things that you want to do when you're in town. Like, oh, we're in Chicago. We always tend to go to Chicago Music Exchange and Rock and Roll Vintage, and like it's kind of become a thing where we always try to make it. And so those are like less extreme versions, but it runs the whole spectrum of possibility.
Yep.
And yeah, you got to be kind of ready to go and just try to make the best of every moment.
Hey, Rocky.
What's up, Vincent?
Did you hear about the latest?
Latest what?
The latest drop from Maris. It's totally insane.
No, tell me more.
Maris just released Enzo X.
What's that?
Enzo X is a supernova expansion from the original Enzo into the highest quality and most flexible studio synthesizer ever created in a pedal format.
Whoa!
Enzo X combines 5 synth types, 5 drives, 3 reverbs, and 5 modulations. It also includes a full 2.5 second stereo delay, all in one pedal.
That sounds hard to use.
It's not. The UI is from the same family as the Mercury X and the LVX. It's super easy to dive in and see exactly what you are tweaking in real time.
Oh, I see. It's right there on the screen.
Yep.
Is it just for guitars, though?
Nope. You can plug almost anything into the Enzo X, including your MIDI controller.
That sounds incredible. Where do I get it?
You can pick up Enzo X online at maris.us or at any of their fine retailers across the globe.
Did you just say across the globe?
They know what I meant.
Wait, are we getting paid for this?
I'm still waiting on that cash money from last time.
He better at least give us pizza for dinner.
I'm not giving him his Enzo X back until he does.
For more information, make sure you check out maris.us, and apparently I have to go order a pizza. How exactly do artists get their music on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all these services? How in the world do you get your music there? Well, in the past, you had to use something called a record label. But these days, you can use DistroKid. DistroKid is the absolute easiest way to get your music up on streaming services, and it's the most affordable way to do so. Not only do plans start at $22.99 for the entire year, that's less than $2 a month, DistroKid also does not take a cut of your streaming revenue, unlike some other services out there. Even better if you sign up by going to tonemob.com/distrokid. That's tonemob.com/distrokid. One more time, that's tonemob.com/distrokid. You'll get 30% off. That's right, 30% off their already extremely reasonable prices. So go to tonemob.com/distrokid and get your music out there. We are brought to you today by Sweetwater, specifically the Gear Exchange. You may have heard about this. This is a place where you can go to buy and sell your used gear. Maybe you got a pedal over there that's just kind of collecting dust. Maybe there's something you've been eyeing from the Sweetwater catalog. Well, right now is a great time to turn that unused gear into something you're actually going to use. Even better, if you sell on the Gear Exchange, you can keep 100% of the sale as long as you choose a Sweetwater gift card as your payout method. That is not too shabby because, let's be honest, most of this buying and selling we do is just to fund new gear purchases, and that is a great way to reach a wide variety of customers and keep 100% in your pocket, or rather on your pedal board. So go check out the Sweetwater Gear Exchange and turn that unused gear into something that's actually going to help you write that next huge riff. Well, and I think that goes back to what you were talking about earlier, where it's just like having a good attitude when things like that happen.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we're talking about this because I was literally having this conversation with my son last night. I was like, because he didn't want to go do this thing that the rest of the family wants to do. And he's kind of like, I didn't want to do that. This is going to be dumb, I get it. I understand. I get it.
100%. Yeah.
But I said to him, like, hey, that Dogman movie I took you to? I didn't want to see that. I didn't care about it at all. Not even kind of. And I was like, a little bit. Yeah. But you know what? I put on a smile because I was going to go hang out with my kids. And that part I did enjoy. So even though I didn't care about the movie, I got to hang out with you guys, and you guys enjoyed it, which made me enjoy it. So if you have a good attitude when you go into things, even if you think you're not going to like them, you might end up liking them, even if it's a broken down bus.
Exactly. You can have fun in that situation. And we actually, you know what? For as crazy as that situation was, we had fun. We had a good time.
You got to laugh sometimes, right? You're like, this is so stupid. This
is ridiculous. What are we doing right now? Like, we get in this van and the driver's driving like 115 miles an hour. And we're just like, wow, this is crazy. We might die in this van. I don't know.
What a story it will be.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, I tell my kids that all the time when they're like, I don't want it. It's like, no, if you go into it expecting to have a bad time, you're probably going to have a bad time. If you go into it, maybe a little optimistic and maybe like saying, I want to have fun. Like, let's just see what happens. Even though this isn't something that particularly interests me, you can have a great time.
Yeah.
It's all about your perception or your perspective. And that's, that's your attitude.
Yeah.
Your attitude can massively alter the course of events, I think,
Yeah. And it can have an impact on other people. I mean, I'm sitting here saying this. I'm not gonna tell you with a straight face that I've never went into anything with a bad attitude.
Oh, dude, no, 100%. I'm guilty of it all the time.
Yeah,
like because my kids will spit that back out at me when I'm like, I can be pretty. My wife, we joke about it. We were actually joking about it this morning. Oh no, I was talking to my oldest daughter. I was driving her to school. And I was complaining about something, I remember. And I was like, I'm starting to sound like an old man yelling at a cloud. Like and she started chuckling. She's like, you got a little bit of get off my lawn energy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to work on that.
Yeah. I was complaining about something the other day. It was like a few weeks ago and my oldest was in the car. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't need to complain so much. He's like, you don't complain that much, Dad. Just mostly about traffic and the government. I was like, hey, those are valid things to complain about.
These are valid complaints. I mean, that's pretty much what I complain about too, especially in the car. Mostly traffic.
Yeah.
My daughter makes fun of me all the time. So I'm like, people why does nobody drive with any intention? What are you doing?
Yeah. It's real bad. That in particular is real bad here in Oregon. Everyone's
it's
just
pretty bad in Florida too.
Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's nationwide.
I think it's a
global
it's
phenomenon
everywhere. It's a global problem. Yeah.
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 Some of us got places to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have places to be. I have things to do. If you're out for a joyride, that's right. Just pull over and get out of my way. Let me go.
But if you're out for a joyride, what's fun about going slow? Let's get on. Come on.
Don't you have I don't know. It's funny. I always joke. I tell my wife, she always rips me for it too, and I'll tell her I'm working on it. I'm trying to be more patient when I drive. And then we're in the car, we pull out of our neighborhood, and I got something to say about the first guy that I see, and she's just like, you're working pretty hard, huh?
You're really doing it.
Listen, we got out of the neighborhood, and I didn't say anything, so we're
I wanted to talk when I was backing out of the driveway, but
I had 4 things to say before we turned off our street. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. It's funny. Yeah.
We're just grumpy dads. We all become grumpy dads eventually.
I think it comes for all of us. I swore it would never come for me, and here it is.
Oh, all the time I'm like, I'll say something and be like, that was my father.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Last night I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I feel like I sound like my dad right now. I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
Not that my dad doesn't have good things to say or valid things to say, but sometimes when you hear your dad complain, you're like, oh geez, Dad, really? Come on, man. Chill out.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, great. Now I'm that guy.
Well, I'm that guy. Yeah. It's funny. I just did an interview. Again, we went back to Bend. I've been in Bend a lot, which it's not that far from me, but it's 4 hours. It's a bit of a hike, but
it's a bit of a hike, yeah.
But I was just there doing an interview, and like some of the guys, my dad was there, and I didn't know, but he was like filming from the balcony with his phone while we were doing it. So we've got this like overhead shot. But then like some of the guys were like, I could, if I had seen you guys like totally separate, I would have known that was your dad. Like,
really?
I'm like, what? I've always wanted to kind of look like my dad, so I'll take that as a compliment.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just funny, like I'm like, I guess, the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree. That's just how that goes. I mean,
inevitably, yeah. That's it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll take it in this case. I'm glad. I like the tree I fell off of. That's helpful.
I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So segueing a little bit, because supposedly this is like a gear show, though it hasn't really been for like 7 years. It pretends to be.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the rig. Maybe the rig evolution would be a fun road to take people down. So like when you first started playing, like not with Coheed, but like when you first started playing, what led you to bass, and what were you playing? And then how has that evolved over time?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like that. So I started playing the bass because, I think, I was probably like in 8th grade, which means I was probably like 13 or 14 years old, something like that. And my two best friends, like we were spending every weekend together, and we were like, listening to music together and getting into bands and getting excited about, music. And they both got acoustic guitars, and they decided they were going to start a band. And I was like, oh, I want to be in it, because it was the three of us. Like, we were inseparable. My two friends, Pat and Bart. We were like, the three of us were together all the time. They got guitars. They were like, we're starting a band. And I was like, sick. I've always wanted to play guitar, and I want to be in the band. And they were like, well, if you want to be in our band, you're going to have to play the bass.
Okay.
And I was like, what is the bass? What the hell are you talking about?
Dude, I understand.
Yeah, I had no idea,
Yeah.
It's funny, I was a kid. I didn't really get it. And they were like, it's like the lower guitar with less strings. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess. So I was like, oh, well, then I'll ask my parents for a bass. So I did. I asked my folks, I was like, I want to be in, like, Pat and Bart are starting this band, and I want to be in it, and I got to play the bass. And they were like, okay. So I asked for a bass for Christmas, and I got one. And this is like, this is the mid 90s.
Okay.
So it was kind of before, like, you would get, like, you know how, like, Fender started doing the Squier Affinity packs and stuff, like the Strat pack and the whatever.
Yeah.
Where you got everything you needed. You got the bass, the gig bag, the cable, the amp, a tuner, a book, all the stuff. My mom ordered me a bass from the J.C. Penney catalog.
Yeah.
So you remember, I don't know if you know that, like the J.C. Penney like Christmas catalog.
Oh,
boy.
It
was like a friggin' encyclopedia.
I would read that. I mean, people that didn't grow up in the 90s and earlier don't know. But that was like a gold mine.
That was a big deal. Like, this time of year, it was showing up to your house. I think they had to like ship it UPS because it was so freaking heavy.
Yeah.
It was like it was so big.
It was like a phone book. Well, the kids wouldn't know what that is either.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like all these references, phone books, encyclopedias. What is this? J.C. Penney had a catalog?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Wait, aren't they out of business? What's going on?
Yeah, they don't even exist anymore. Well, once upon a time.
They were the place to get everything.
It was the spot. Yeah, and my parents didn't go. We had a great music store nearby, but they there was all new to them too. And my mom was like, well, she would order most of Christmas from that catalog. Like, I remember she would like, we would like tell her what we were into, or she would call and talk to somebody and say, I want the A3728 in black, or, like all the products had codes and stuff like that. So there was a bass in there. It was a harmony bass. And so I got a harmony bass and this little like 15 watt combo amp and it was a T-Power. I don't even know what the hell that is. Never heard of it before. Never seen it since.
No, I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it was a weird little amp, but it was cool. So I had this. The harmony was like it was like a cheap beginner bass, but it was like a PJ setup,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool. I remember it wasn't set up. The strings buzzed horribly. I ended up, I was a kid, but I was, I could problem solve. So I could see that the strings were buzzing against the frets.
Mm-hmm.
So I like loosened the strings and I put like wadded up paper in the nut
Yeah.
to get the string up above so that it wouldn't buzz.
Modern problems call for modern solutions.
Let me tell you, that was I was all about problem solving back then. So, yeah, that was my first bass. I actually still have that bass. It's in a gig bag, like in my laundry room right now.
That's fantastic.
I never got rid of it, and I never will. I think that's it's fun. Basically every time we move and I have to pull it out, like I have like piles of cases, and I'll like go through and see what's in them. And I'm like, I always end up finding that one. I'm like, oh wow, I'll play it for a couple minutes, and it's funny. It right now it still has flat wounds on it.
Yeah,
because when so I had gotten it, and then basically my parents were like, yeah, you mess around with it for a year, we'll see if you're still into it, and then maybe we'll get you lessons. And so I did. I messed around, started playing in the band with my friends. We were like learning Nirvana songs and Alice in Chains. It was like that era. So it was like we were into it. Green Day, and so that was like very much like how I kind of started playing.
Yeah.
It was like early, you could find tabs in magazines and stuff like that. So it would like scour Guitar Player magazine or Bass Player magazine and like find tabs and try to learn stuff. And so I was doing that, and then I started taking lessons about a year later because I was still into it. And my dad was like, well, if you're still into it, like I guess you'll. And it was that year for Christmas, I got a bass, my younger brother got a guitar, and my youngest brother got a drum set. So it was just like the loudest Christmas ever.
Yes.
It was awesome. It was great. And none of us knew what the hell we were doing. So it was just like cacophonous, crazy.
Yes.
Like dum 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 dum.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a good memory. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I started. And it's got the flat ones on it because at some point when I was playing with my buddies, like, it was like I'd had the bass for a while and the strings were dying, and they're like, you got to get new strings. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to get new strings. So I went to the music store and I just found bass strings, and I was like, I guess these are what I need. And I bought them. They were Dean Markley flat wound bass strings.
Dean Markley.
Yeah, right. I know, it's funny. I still remember that. Because I think that's the one and only Dean Markley product I've ever bought in my life. No shade to Dean Markley. It's just
Well, they're kind of like, it's hard to figure out if they even exist anymore. We actually ended up at Stringjoy with a bunch of old Dean Markley machines. We didn't keep any of them. Except one ball ender we reconditioned, but all the winders were like, these things been rode hard and put away wet. Like, these things are a mess. Like,
it's like,
we kind of bought them as like part of a package deal from a guy who bought them. Like, he bought them from Dean, started his own company, and then unfortunately he passed away. And his family was selling all this stuff. And there's a fairly limited market for people who would want any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, we don't really need it, but we'll take, if you can give it to us cheap enough, we'll take everything, and then we'll just get rid of what we don't need.
Yeah, you figure out what you need or what you can use.
Yeah, and so we're like, got all these machines. I was in there wrestling them off a truck in the Nashville heat, and we got them out, and I was like, this is a fascinating piece of history from like the gear industry, and I cannot keep it, unfortunately. There's no room
I gotta get
for
rid
it.
of this thing. There's no room to keep it.
Yeah, but it was interesting seeing some of the names wrote on it from like former Dean employees that we had kind of heard about through the grapevine over the years. And
oh, that's cool.
It was neat. It was really neat. I wish we could have held on to more of it, but not the way the cookie crumbled. Anyway, random sidebar.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's wild. I know for a fact that that's the only thing I ever only Dean Markley thing I ever bought was that one pack of strings.
Mm-hmm. They were a big
So
deal for a while.
they were. I mean, they were
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah.
for some reason, after that, I bought them and I was like, why don't they have the ridges? What's going on? Like,
Right.
what are these? I
Mm-mm.
was like, oh man, what the heck are these? And I was like, I'd already taken the strings off the bass,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no idea how to restring. I had no business restringing my own bass, but I was like, I'm gonna do it,
Yep.
and I did. And I still, those are still the strings on it. That was my first time ever restringing a bass, and that's kind of part of why I left them on there to this day, because it's like kind of fun to go back and look and be like, that was such an idiot. Not really. It's just, I didn't know any better, so I just
Sure.
kind of did some silly stuff. But
Yeah. Hey, they're still on though. They still hold. So
They
it wasn't
are,
that bad.
and they do. They had Holt's tune too. I think that thing's been in tune for 20 some odd years.
Perfect. I love it.
Probably more now. So it's got to be like closer to 30 years now. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Just time.
I don't even think Jamerson left his strings on that long.
I don't think so.
It's amazing.
I might need to pull these out and use them. Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, maybe they're really cool. I don't
They
know.
might have some sauce on them, man. They might
Yeah.
be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say was like your, like, at some point we all get what we would like consider a big upgrade. Maybe something we'd been lusting after you'd been playing for a while. Like for me, it was a Les Paul. I was like, oh, I want a Les Paul.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get one. They're too expensive. And then I got one and it was like, my life has changed forever.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Did you have one of those moments?
Yeah. Well, so basically, when I was probably like a couple years later, like 2 or 3 years, I was in high school, and I really wanted the bass that I was like, man, it was like the only thing. It consumed all of my bass thinking.
Yes.
I wanted a Warwick Corvette 6.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's all I want. I was like, oh, I got to get a 6-string, and I got to be one of those guys, and I got to play the Warwick, and that's I love it. Oh, Bubinga, I don't even know what that means, but I love it.
Look how cool it is, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
exactly,
fun
yeah.
to say.
It's such a cool word, and so I was like obsessed with those, but I couldn't afford them. There was no, and my parents were like very much, all right, well, we've got you this, and now anything that you want to do from here out, like, you're free to do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Good luck. Like, guitars are expensive, it turns out. Like, we're not gonna. So I started working and had a little bit of money, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna settle. Not settle, I guess. I was still excited about it, but I bought an Ibanez Soundgear 5-string.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, those are
that
good.
was like those were a big deal at that time.
I remember those.
Yeah, and it was cool because it was like, the harmony I was taking lessons, and at the music store that I eventually ended up started working at, the music store I was working at when I left to go play with Coheed, which is kind of funny. But I was taking lessons there, and my teacher was awesome, and he set the bass up for me, and it was like definitely way more playable, but it had pretty serious limitations.
Mm-hmm.
The harmony. So when I got the Soundgear, the Soundgear, it was like my mind was blown at how easy it was to play. Like it was set up perfectly, and those basses have like a really tight string spacing.
Yep.
So they're a little easier to get around on, and like I played that bass into college. Like I loved it. That was like the bass that I played all the time. That's kind of where I cut my teeth. That's where I like really started to learn music and get focused on like technique and learning theory and starting to understand harmony and all these things. And it was like, so I have a lot of memories with that particular bass.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the one that was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be a real bass player now.
Right.
Like I've got a real bass. Like
Yep.
I always, when I was a kid, when I was playing the harmony, like anytime we'd show up somewhere and I'd pull it out, I was always a little bit like, I hope nobody makes fun of me because I've got this like harmony. I don't even know what that is. Now I'm like, man, I'm looking for vintage harmony basses. I think they're awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, like the hollow body ones and stuff.
Yeah, they're so cool. But as a kid, I didn't know any better. I was just like, well, it's not a Fender, but it looks like a Fender, so it's like a knockoff. So when I got to Ibanez, I felt like a certain level of legitimacy.
Yeah.
And which is silly, but I was a kid, so that's part of being a kid.
It's funny how you do that as a kid, especially like you're getting new to like even understanding the gear at all, and you already form these like opinions that don't mean anything.
Exactly.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I had the same thing with Ibanez. I was like, oh, that's a real one.
Yes, that's a real guitar. Wow. Yeah, I had opinions that were like I had no experience, and I had these like rock solid opinions on what was good and what wasn't good. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? You don't know anything.
I didn't even know what a tube amp was at that point.
I know. Yeah, neither did I. I had no idea. No idea. So it's funny, and now it's funny because I've become such a different person with all the experience. Now I'm like, everything is cool. It's just what you do with it. Like, yeah. It doesn't even matter. You can make cool sounds out of anything.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
So it's definitely kind of a funny flip from youth to, I guess, maturity.
Yeah. I've got really cool like vintage stuff out here and some like custom builds that were pretty expensive. And I've got a guitar I literally paid $30 for, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's great, right? Yeah.
So dude, whatever.
That's it, man. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just have fun with it. Like it matters if it like inspires you to play. Like these things, I don't want to say it doesn't matter necessarily, but it doesn't matter in the way that I thought it did as a kid.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's a perfect way to clarify it. If it doesn't matter if it's cheap or expensive or what matters is, does it inspire you? Does it make you want to play? Does it make you like try things? That kind of stuff. Yeah. The things that matter are different from what I thought they were.
Yep.
Hello there. I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend, the Chase Bliss Audio Lossy. Lossy is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Good Hertz. It's meant to give you some control over those weird digital artifacts that come with very compressed audio. You're hearing it right now. All the changes that are taking place are strictly coming from my playing dynamics. I'm just interacting with the pedal and letting it do its thing. And some true stereo goodness. If you'd like some more details about Lossy, I'd invite you to head over to chaseblissaudio.com. I think you're gonna like what you find.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's the perfectly set up guitar is great, but then Oliver from Death by Audio and A Place to Bury Strangers literally he disassembles his Jaguars every single Jazzmaster. He takes them out of his suitcase and puts them back together.
We played a show with them, and I was like, what is going on? That's amazing. I was so excited to watch. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, this is great. He's also an interesting guy in the fact, I need to get him on the show really badly. Like, he's one of the few people I feel like that is just as well known for his band as he is for his effects pedal company.
For his pedals, yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, I have the Bass War on my pedal board right now.
I got Fuzz War number 11.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Didn't even know that when I bought it. I just thought it sounded awesome, and it bought it like, I don't know, 5-7 years ago or something, and then I opened it up one day. I was like, "Whoa, number 11! This is crazy."
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
It is scooped. I love it. I like it.
Yeah, those things are great. Claude has like a collection of that stuff. I think he's got everything that Death by Audio's ever made.
Nice.
He's like, I hadn't even heard of them. He's the one that kind of turned me on to him. Like. Back in, I think, the Afterman days, he was like, "Oh yeah, check this out." I was like, "Whoa, it's amazing."
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
No.
So speaking of pedals, like, what does your pedal board look like right now?
So right now, it's like uh, a TU3 into the fuzz war, the bass war, the Death by Audio. I've got a back burner noise, Big Booty Judy, which is like a rat.
I don't know that one.
It's great. It's great. It's a very bass centric pedal. It's basically it's a rat with a blend knob. So you can blend in some of the clean, which is really helpful. And there's a switch on it, so you can go. It's like a regular rat and a turbo rat.
Okay, yeah.
So it's super cool. It sounds great. Like I use it as kind of like my full, like, I guess. I mean, I use it on a bunch of songs now where it's just on the whole time. It's just such a great sound. So I have that. I have a 3-leaf audio, the Tim LaFave octave, the Octafave, I guess it's called, which that thing is amazing. It's a 2-button octave pedal. Like the first button kind of engages it, and if you hit the second button, it gets rid of the like octave you're playing, and it's just a sub.
Oh yeah,
octave,
okay.
Which is slick. Yeah, it's super cool, and that thing it sounds amazing. It tracks like beautifully. So I have that, and then I have one of the DL4 Mark IIs.
Okay, cool.
So that's kind of more. I mean, really, I don't need anything at all, but it's kind of all just fun. It's fun to step on stuff and make noise, and the DL4 is especially fun for like certain moments in the set. And there's like no parts that require it, but I will use it for stuff just because it's cool.
Because it's there.
Yeah. I have a couple of I have some of my presets are like not super standard, I guess.
Okay.
They tend to be the weirder sounds. And like,
yeah.
And I love it. And there's a couple of places in the set where I'll sneak it in and use it for stuff. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little pedal board. I mean, and I tend to switch stuff out all the time. Like I'll bring stuff when we're rehearsing. I'll just throw a bunch of pedals in my bag and like pop stuff off and put other stuff on. And I've had so many different like iterations. I've got my walls are covered in pedals right now.
Good man. Yeah.
My wife's chagrin.
I got all that case back there. That's full of it, and that toolbox is full of it. They're all over here. In fact, they're spilling out. They're laying around. It's a horrible addiction. But
that's my office. There's pedals and cables all over everything. There's amps stacked on top of each other. There's basses and guitars all over the walls. It's crazy in there.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it. It's great. My wife is like, I don't know how you walk in here and want to do anything. There's so much crap everywhere. I'm like, well, that's kind of what I don't know. It's fun. Those are like toys.
Yeah, I've been in this. I do this thing that's really annoying to everyone, including me to a degree, where I just I get everything all clean and tidy.
Yeah,
and everything's put away. It's dialed and it looks good out here. Cool. And then slowly it all starts to encroach.
Oh yeah.
And and my wife's like, what if you just put stuff away when you were done with it? I'm like, that's absurd. Who would ever
crazy.
do that? Yeah.
What are you talking about? How do you operate like that? That's crazy.
You can't just put things away. What are you, an adult? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell my kids all day, go put your stuff away. Like, clean your room, clean it. Like, don't leave stuff laying around. And they're like, Dad, look at the office. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, that's a different. I gotta leave that plugged in because I'm probably gonna.
The kids are like, how come you don't let us come out in the shred shed? I'm like, mostly because you can't walk out here unless you follow a very specific path because there's cables everywhere.
It's like you gotta navigate a bunch of stuff on the floor. And,
It looks really good, like right here. Like just this very specific angle that I have the camera set up. If you veer too much to the side, either way, it's like, Yeah.
Mine's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting like marginally better as I get older. When I'm like, I will catch myself. I'm like, throw that on the no.
Yeah.
Put the cable on the hook. There we go.
Put it on the hook. I'm gonna wrap this cable and put it away.
Now Okay, now doesn't that feel better? Yes, it does. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to get to that place where I'm like better about that. So, well, we'll see.
There's something about us weirdo musician brain though, because there's a lot of us are this way. I'm not trying to make an excuse to say it's impossible, but like a lot of us are this way.
Yeah, we are. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are approaching the hour mark. That went really fast. Wow.
I know. So super fast.
And we'll slide over to Patreon in a little bit here. And I got 2 classic questions that I like to wrap these episodes up with. But before I do, I like to give the guests a chance to take the stage. You're talking to a few thousand people right now. You can plug anything you want to plug. You can shout out your grandma. You can say whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Oh man, I would plug. We put a record out this year, so that's pretty cool. If you don't know the band,
it's a good record.
Yeah, check it out. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's pretty awesome. Yeah, Vaxis 3, the father of make believe. It's a fun little concept record.
Yeah.
So if you've never heard of us or heard it, or maybe you've heard of us and you haven't checked it out, check it out. Maybe you've heard it and you like it, and that's cool. Maybe you've heard it and you don't like it. That's cool too.
It's not cool.
Hey, listen, people like what they like. It's all right. But
I'm telling them it's not okay to not like it. Okay, you have to listen to me.
Listen to him. Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably it. That's it. I mean, yeah, we just wrapped up all the touring for the year, so we don't have any nothing to talk about there. Got some festivals next year, but yeah, that's it for now. I think.
That works. All right. First of the last 2 classic questions. Here we go. You may have already answered it. What is your favorite Boss pedal?
Oh, my favorite Boss pedal. Well, I mean, I guess my favorite Boss pedal would be the ODB3, the bass overdrive.
Yeah.
I love that. I got a lot of use out of that when I was a kid. And if I had to pick another one, it would probably just be the DS1.
Oh yeah.
Which the DS1 was kind of a classic. That was the first time I ever heard somebody step on a pedal and make it, heavy. And I was like, whoa, like my mind was blown. It was like brain started pouring out of my ear. I was like, what is happening?
You can do that?
You can do that's amazing. Yeah. So that was like a revelation for young me. But the Boss pedal, I had an ODB3. That's the model, right? Of the bass overdrive. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You can check me on it. I might be wrong. I don't know. But I had that pedal and I used it for such a long time. And I mean, I still love it. I think I still have it somewhere. It's pretty beat up. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing the OC2. I got an original one of those.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely like a close second.
Yeah.
I have, I want an original OC2, but I have so many other octave pedals. I'm like, do I need to spend the money on one? But
you probably do.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I know I'm gonna. I mean,
I didn't think I needed it either. I've got a bunch of, and then I saw it at the store, and it was a really good price. And I was like, and this original one, and made in Japan.
You get those Japanese ones. Yeah, that's what
And I was like, I can't turn it down for that money. Like it's you know what? I'd be stupid not to buy it. Right?
Yes, yeah. I'm basically, if I don't buy this, I'm losing money on this deal.
I will be. Yeah. What am I, an idiot?
I get it. I get that. I do that kind of math all the time.
It's good math. Musician math. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Final question. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
Ooh. So my favorite kind of pizza, my go-to is typically like a margarita. Margarita pizza is my jam. But I mean, I'm not opposed to like a classic New York style cheese or pepperoni. And I am not a pizza, I don't know, traditionalist. I will put pineapple on a pizza.
Ooh.
And I will love it.
Yeah.
But I won't do it with ham. I usually do it with bacon.
Bacon. Okay.
Bacon and pineapple, that's not very often. But when I feel the urge for the sweet, savory pizza combo, that's kind of where I'll go. But yeah, my 100% go-to is typically just a margarita pizza.
Yeah. So yeah. I have I'm starting to realize that I'm kind of weird with my dislike for pineapple on pizza, not because I'm unique in that, but
No.
because a lot of people don't. But it's actually, a lot of people I find actually like pineapple, but don't like it on pizza. I don't like pineapple on anything. Or by itself. So that's why I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like pineapple. I get
like
that.
pineapple.
I get that.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me tell you, I just grew my first pineapple.
What? Oh, you're in Florida,
And
so of course.
and it was it was like one of the proudest things. I was showing guys pictures on tour of my pineapple. My wife would send me updates, and I'm like, it's getting huge. It's amazing. So we actually ate it last week. It like ripened, and we chopped it up, and it was amazing.
Well, congratulations on your pineapple.
That was a big
I'm happy
deal
for
me.
you. Yeah.
That was a big deal for me. But I love pineapple. Pineapple I put pineapple on my burgers. I will put pineapple on pizza. I'll put pineapple on anything. I'll put it on my cereal.
Wow, you really go for it.
Let's go. I'm in. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If it makes you happy, it makes me happy. You know what? And I'll go ahead and not eat it so you can have more of it.
Yeah, please save some for me.
Yeah, I will always save it for you. You never have to worry about that.
Oh, I get it. I get why people don't like it. It makes sense. But
unless
I
there's
love it.
one place I like it, but I don't want the chunks in there, but I understand it needs to be cooked this way or it doesn't work. Al pastor. You gotta have you gotta have the pineapples in the al pastor marinade, otherwise it doesn't work.
That's true. Otherwise it doesn't work. Yep.
So
that
I will give it a pass. Just don't put the chunks in there with my
keep
taco.
those chunks out.
Yeah, keep the chunks out. I understand we need the juice.
Yeah. Gotta have the juice.
Well, Zach, thank you for hanging out. We'll slide over to Patreon and see what kind of nonsense we can get into if that works for you.
That sounds perfect.
All right. Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you to Zach. And for Zach, this is Blake. And as always, folks, good luck and good tones. Alrighty, folks, there you have it. There's another one in the can. Make sure you give Zach a follow on the social medias and check out Coheed and Cambria stuff on their website, which is in the description or wherever the words are on whatever platform you're listening to this on. So thank you all so much. And if you really liked this conversation, and how could you not, consider going over to Patreon, where for $5 a month, you can help keep the lights on around here. And it really does help in a huge way. So if you could do that, it would mean the world. And you'll get access to the ad-free feed, as well as the bonus episodes that come out every single week. Alrighty, folks, that's enough from me. I've got other podcasts to do. So I will talk to you on the internet very, very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. One last thing before we totally sign off here. I just want to remind you that if you do any shopping at Stringjoy, that's Stringjoy guitar strings made in Nashville, that will help me out as well. As I've said for years, I'm heavily involved in that company, and I really do think they're making the best products on the market. So if you would like to try custom strings, go to tonemob.com/stringjoy and check them out today. I seriously love what the team down there is doing. I help them out with all kinds of things, and by you supporting them, you are also supporting me as well. And hey, you need some strings, so why not get some custom strings just for your guitar and playing style? Again, the link for that is tonemob.com/stringjoy, and that will take you right to their website, and you can do all your shopping through there, and that will help everyone involved out. So thank you very much. Talk to you next time. We are brought to you by the wonderful folks at Gun Street Wiring Shop. Yes, Gun Street Wiring Shop. I've talked about them before. I used to say based out of Bend, Oregon, but guess what? Sean moved to my neck of the woods. Sean's in Portland. Sean is awesome and has helped me with a bunch of stuff lately. And if you have wiring needs for your guitar, he can help you too. If you want to get weird with it, he can get weird. If you just need to spruce things up a little bit, there's your guy. He takes all the guesswork out of doing your guitar wiring, and he makes it simple, and his customer service is top-notch, and I can't say enough good things about Gun Street as a company. I really respect Sean and what he's all about, and the product is top-notch. I've got 3 different guitars that now have Gun Street harnesses in them, and I could not be happier. So go to gunstreetwiringshop.com and check them out.